What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode of the F1 Clash 2024 series. We are here for yet another episode here. If you guys did miss the previous episode, definitely be sure to go check it out before you see this one here. Starting off with this episode, we're doing a bunch of upgrades here just to see which one we can upgrade quickly for some collection points to try and see if we can get through this catalog pretty quickly. You can see here gaining some pretty important hex boosts, which are going to be quite useful for us in the future. We've actually used quite a bit of them throughout this gameplay, so it's going to be important that we get them going. But we're going to be heading in to the first race, albeit with a slight caveat, because we need to buy a couple more coins. Wasn't exactly sure why the heck I didn't have enough coins, but we're on to the first race then. This is going to be a bit of a different way we're going to do it. We're going to do some more races here in a bit of a more highlight style. Should be pretty short here. But we are on to the first race against a guy with a relatively higher team score. Not too much higher, but it's within the range here. We're going to be heading to Monaco then for the first race here. It feels like we've been to Monaco a lot. But yes, we are here once again and ready to do our qualifying session. Let's see where our drivers end up for the grid, and it is going to be, well, out qualifying our rival very nicely, and it's going to be 13th for Verstappen and 15th for Norris. Verstappen, on the day of this recording, has a 10% stat boost, so he's the reason why he is in our lineup here. And, well, off the start here, we kind of got screwed over. I don't know if you saw at that Nouvelle chicane where the rival just casually overtook us while we were stuck behind some AI. But we have Verstappen doing the 2-stop and then Norris doing the 1-stop, with both guys on the self-control boost, which in reality is already good enough. We don't really need any more for that. But we are going to have to deal with a safety car. As a safety car comes out then for the first time here in this Grand Prix. I say it's the first time. It's the only time that the safety cars ever come out. But that's going to give us a great opportunity for Verstappen just to casually pit on this lap. But it is going to cause a bit of a problem for Norris, because I'm not exactly sure when to pit him. Now, in theory, we could probably pit him on this lap and then somehow find a way to pull off a 1-stop here with 6 laps. But that's going to be nearly impossible. So instead, we're going to keep Norris out here. Wait till about a couple more laps when the field is a bit more spread out, and then we can pit him once again. If we can ideally get him to lap 5, that would probably be better, because that's probably when most of the field will be pitting anyways. But into the pits we come for Verstappen for a new set of medium tires, as Norris will continue on. Verstappen will get on the fresh rubber. Our rival actually stays out with both drivers, so which is quite interesting. We'll see how that plays out here. But Verstappen with a 4.52 pit stop comes slots out just in P22. So that should be okay. The safety car is going through the tunnel as we speak, and Norris is just about catching up to the queue. And as we get on through the laps here, we're on to lap number 5. We've taken the lead once again. Norris actually got a decent pit window to get in, and now he is out, so he's got to do 4 laps on those hard tires. We actually could not make 5 laps work. But for Verstappen, he's already up in P11 as a bunch of these guys pit ahead of him. But he has to come back into the pits, of course, because he's doing a 2-stop. So he's going to do a 2-stop onto the soft tires, and that he should be okay as for now. But it would depend on our rival, because right now he is not planning to pit. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, those mediums, they are starting to wear out a little bit here. Maybe we could probably sneak away with a victory, but depending on what he's going to do, he may actually end up taking the temporary lead for now. As we make our way through the main straight here, Verstappen will come out, well, obviously behind us, a 4.64 second stop here, but I think we should be okay, because our rival, he's not going to make it to the end of the race here, and we are going to confirm that as we move on to lap number 8 of 8 here. Verstappen is ending up in P13 here, with Norris just making his way, or he was in P9 for about half a second before getting demoted down. Verstappen's now up into P12, but that was a very, very nice win for us, as our rival was unfortunately forced to pit and had to lose time. Therefore, he managed to come home with a very, very, very solid victory. So that is a 1 out of 1 so far here, and we should hopefully get a decent result from that. And when I mean a decent result, I mean a decent crate. As we wait for our rival to finish, it's going to be, well, not the greatest haul of points, but it is something here. We only get a standard crate for our efforts, which is starting to get a bit annoying. But regardless, we move on to the next race against a 622 team score. So this is much higher than what we've been exposed to recently. So we'll see how this ends up. And it's around Spain, so it's going to be a bit of an odd one, I guess I would say. Because obviously, as we know, Spain is, well, not the easiest track to pull off the greatest strategy. And we're going to be put up against the wall here, because our rival used Alonso and Hamilton with his Alonso about a billion light years ahead of us. He started the race in P4, and by the time it was lap 2 onto lap 3, he was well away in P1 here. There was no way we were going to catch him in a 9-lap race here. His Hamilton was struggling a little bit, but despite the fact that we used some pretty powerful boosts, we used Rooster for Norris and we used Gladiator for Verstappen. It unfortunately ended up being a big waste of boosts, as Norris would only come home in P14 for now. I don't know, I'm not sure. Sorry, Verstappen will come home in P9. We're watching Norris to try to fend off the other Hamilton, the other Hamilton here, but he's going to lose out. It's going to be P15 then for the younger Brit out of the two. And yeah, that was a very, very disappointing race. There was nothing really much I could do about it, despite the fact this guy had a team score about 50 over us. So I mean, we probably got as many points as we could realistically get here, so it's not that great. But we'll move on then to the next race, and hopefully this time we'll get a better result. He did have quite a better team. I mean, he had the rare Alonso then from Series, I think that's Series 9, so he clearly invested in the CC store, and, well, there's really nothing much you can do about that. So anyways, then moving on to the next race here against a 5, 6, 7 team score. So this time around we should have a better result, and we're back at Spain, so let's see if we can learn from our mistakes and maybe go from there here as we make our way towards the qualifying session. Let's see where we end up. 30 degrees once again for the qualifying, not like that matters or anything, but the drivers making their way through the lap, and we're going to finish the lap actually well. We out-qualified our rival twice here, with Norris and Verstappen out-qualifying his Verstappen and his Magnussen here. We're going to do, well, a 2-stop here with Verstappen and a 2-stop with Norris, or that was the initial plan, because you can't really do a 1-stop around Barcelona unless you start on the hard tires, you have a really, really good tire management guy or driver, and then you just all of a sudden, I don't know, get a safety car or use some really good boosts. So we're going to be starting the race here from P11 and P16 here. Our rival is using boosts as well. He used downforce for both of his drivers here. We got an okay start off the line here, as you can see, average for both of these guys. But with Norris actually making some pretty decent moves into turn 1 here. Verstappen making up a place there and now trying to make his way through the field. A very nice double overtake around the outside of turn 3 here, and he now dive bombs his way up into P12. So it was very nice at the moment, but moving on through the race here, our rival is taking the lead for now as Verstappen did make a pit stop on lap 2 here. His goal is a 2-3 forward with Norris doing a 4-3-2. That's really the only way we can pull this off here, as Norris is going to make his way around the final corner here into the pits then with his Magnussen, and I'm assuming his Verstappen both coming into the pits at the slap, but that's what I thought. Apparently that's not a thing, because he's going to keep going with his Magnussen. His Verstappen, though, is coming into the pits, and I think we should be taking the lead here, as we're going to be starting to spread out a little bit. Verstappen comes out in P11. Norris is Verstappen's at P9. He is going to pit on the next lap here. Norris is in P11, coming out of the pits then, ready for his first lap on the medium tires. And Verstappen's looking pretty feisty here. He's actually looking to try to make a move for P8. Not like it's really going to matter too much, but he does make the move stick here up into P8, with Norris catching up to the group here as we speak. Our rival Verstappen is in P17, as he's also on the hard tire. So my assumption is he's also trying to do a 1-stop, but I don't think it's going to work here, as Verstappen will exit the pits with a 4.22 second pit stop, and we make our way onto lap number 8 here, where, well, we are going to be actually tasked to try to get the lead, but I don't think it's going to work, because we are currently running P10 and P11 as we speak here, with our rival P8 and P12, but we have fresh rubber here with Norris leading the charge. He's actually right behind the rival already as we speak, as the rival's already fallen down to P9 here, and he will try to make a move up the inside, and he will do so successfully, and there it is, a very, very nice overtake. That should seal the victory for us as we make our way through the final corner here with our Verstappen chasing after that Magnussen then for P10 here to just solidify this, using a bit of a cinematic camera just to make sure everything works out very nicely here. But yeah, this is going to be 2 out of 3, which is very nice. And just to confirm that we're going to win, our rival Verstappen is pitting. Again, like I said, that 1-stop is just simply not going to work. I mean, even with the downforce boost and probably conserving the entire way, it's probably not going to work, as Norris is looking for another move here, potentially on one of these guys. There's a bit of a lap car in the way. Unfortunately, that's going to unhinder Norris, as he will come home then in P8, and Verstappen will finish the job in P10. And that's going to be it then for this episode. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did miss the previous episodes, be sure to go check them out before you see this one. I will see you guys in the next episode then, as we continue to make our way through Series 5. We're actually making really good progress as we speak. So hopefully through Series 5, we can make our way to Series 6 quickly and try to get some new drivers here and hopefully make our way even closer to the top.